Hello, I'm always watching my screen here now, but yeah, hi, welcome. I'm Jonas, this is Sublime Media, and I'm streaming as always every Friday at 10 Swedish time, 10 a.m. From my small shop here in Sweden, or office, or whatever you want to call it. But this is where I store all of the stuff that I actually sell in my shop. And Shop Talk is actually just me talking about stuff that is related to my shop and not my collecting. Me as a record collector, vinyl finds, my opinions on music or other things. But with that being said, this sort of hourly stream I have every week is obviously we are going to talk about music. So today I think I have a very special guest with me. I think he can introduce himself in the comments or in the chat. His name is Ian, and I'm going to talk about him and what he has done in a few minutes. The agenda for today, because I'm super busy, always on my Fridays off from my ordinary work, is I want to talk about Ian and his Record Collectors podcast that I attended, and that episode just came out like an hour ago, something like that. So it's live out on all streaming platforms like Spotify or I think YouTube also, and Apple Music and so forth. I started to listen to it. It's 30 minutes. I've listened to maybe 20 of it, and I'm really satisfied with how I ended up saying. I don't like hearing myself, talk, but I don't think any one of us do. But I think that stuff I said was pretty nice about me as a collector of especially psych and prog music. I also want to go through. I'm an influencer now. I'm a big influencer when it comes to this vinyl thing. So I got an ultrasonic cleaner sent to me by a company called Vivor. So Vivor sent me an ultrasonic cleaner to review, not promote, review. And I want to talk a little bit about that. It has nothing to do with the shop really, because I'm not going to, in a way I'm selling it because you can buy it on there. Anyway, I want to talk about Italian prog. I want to talk about the new Guerssen releases, and also I'm going to finish this off with, so stay tuned for that, because I'm really thinking about my next exclusive. Now I have Much Folket coming up in a month's time, something like that. It's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it, and that sold out within 36 hours. So I was just super blown away by that. 50 copies just flew off the wall. There are people still writing me wanting to buy that record, and they're all gone. And they haven't even been pressed yet. So I'm just like blown away. So I'm taking a little bit of a leap here, and I have contacted Anthony from Guerssen, and just like Dylan, I'm like 95% certain that I'm going to put out an exclusive on the Guerssen label with my own color and numbered editions and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that, because I've talked with Anthony, and there are some records that is coming up, and also repressings that they are doing, that they did many years ago, that's been out of print for so long, that I have the opportunity to actually do an exclusive with. So I need some help actually with that. I hope I don't spoil any of the Guerssen releases now, but fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. So yeah, saying hi to everyone. This is Ragged Trouser Vinylist. Hi, thank you so much for joining again. I really appreciate it. Good morning, Jonas, from thankfully non-stormy day and SX UK. Welcome and nice. We have pretty shitty weather here. I just poured myself a cup of coffee in my Pippi Longstocking mug, and I did I'm a pipe smoker when sort of that opportunity rise. And on my Fridays, I actually I sort of start off the day by smoking a pipe, having a cup of coffee, and just sort of relaxing, thinking and contemplating about what I'm doing this day. Hi, welcome, very welcome. Then we have Jonas. Hi, Jonas. It's Friday. Woohoo! I saw your video now this morning when I drank my first cup of coffee. This is my third. First cup of coffee. So excellent. I mean, indie stuff I'm not that into, and I don't have knowledge in, but obviously the Pentangle and all the folk with John Fahey, that shit is awesome. So great videos as always. And we have the main man of the day. This is Ian. Ian, I think I pronounced that correct. Morning, Jonas. Thanks for the introduction. Yeah. So damn cool to have you on the show today, or the little stream. So Ian, the Record Collectors Tub Conversation podcast, contacted me. You have to correct me if I'm wrong here, Ian, but like 6 months ago, something like that, on Instagram. Asked me if I want to be a part of the podcast. Obviously, I was, and we all we put a date on it, recorded it like 2 weeks ago, maybe something like that. And today the episode is aired. 35 minutes of me just talking about records. But Ian is a great interviewer, and he asked the right question, I think, to get sort of the conversation and the questions, driving the questions. So I talk a little bit about my site collection, stuff that I have, stuff that I want, my sort of upbringing, how I ended up collecting records or vinyl, and also a little bit what my father was into, what kind of music he was into, stuff like that. So I don't know. Easy for me to say that it's interesting because it's my life. I don't think that it's very interesting. But if you want to spend 35 minutes with me talking about records and shit like that, it's a great podcast. Also, I saw I haven't listened to that yet, but he has Massey, big YouTuber. He done interview with him. So I'm looking forward to diving deep into that, because Massey is a great guy, super cool collection, and he's been in the sort of the record collecting game for many years. Worked in record shops and also with labels, I think. So and obviously everyone's subscribing to his channel and watching his videos. I can listen to Massey talk all day. Cheers again. Oh yeah, Kim is in the house. Hi Kim. Good morning from Denmark. Awesome to see you here. Kim is a great friend of mine. We visited, we met up in Dan Bosch and hung out for, was it an entire day, Kim? Drinking beers, chatting about music and records, and flipping through thousands of records together. That was awesome. So I hope we meet again soon. But we talk almost weekly. Thanks, Jonas. Yeah, I really enjoyed the interview and talking about your amazing collection. Thank you. I don't know if I have an amazing collection. I don't feel like I have an amazing collection, but then again, when you sort of bring it down to specific titles and stuff like that, yeah, I'm pretty proud of some of the stuff that I've got, especially for the prices I got them for. So maybe an amazing collection, parts of it anyway. But yeah, parts of it is just round the mill. I won't say shit, because I don't have shit records in my collection. Those are sold a long time ago. But try to keep it very sort of, yeah, only having the stuff that I really want. So yeah, check that out. Ian has an Instagram account. Go follow him there. He's on Spotify, so follow him up there, and a YouTube channel. And I think that maybe Ian is going to linger. If you have any questions about him as a collector, his podcast, YouTube channel, and or the interviews he has done, just shoot him some questions. He said that he's going to attend the chat as long as he can. So awesome. I'm going to segue into my next sort of topic that I have for today. Is the sound and the video quality okay? Just let me know in the chat. The next one is, I'm a huge influencer nowadays. I mean, when I post a video talking about a product or a record or a type of food or how you should live your life, people follow, and they blindly, and they really take my word for everything, and super serious. So obviously tons of companies are contacting me. It's getting really ridiculous, like and want to send me free stuff. And I always say no, I don't want free stuff. No, I don't want records or books or stuff like that. And a company called Vivor, they contacted me. It's a Chinese company, I think, and they have the catalog is like they do everything, but especially ultrasonic cleaners. Not ultrasonic cleaners as in record cleaners, but in like jewelry and medical gear and stuff like that. So many years ago, people started to buy their products and sort of DIYing those, making small motors for that could spin the record, and voila, you have a ultrasonic record cleaning machine for not much money. Like it's still a lot of money, but it's not like the end of the day sort of money that some of the ultrasonic cleaners cost. So obviously a big company is going to profit on that. So they built their own sort of rotating machine, so they could sell it as a record cleaning machine, and that's where we're at. Now I asked them if they want to me to promote their machine, but they were very firm on me reviewing it. So here we are. I'm going to spend most of the day cleaning some records, checking this out. And I have to say, we are not up to a great start. Yeah. The thing is that they have sent this to so many YouTube channels, and people are reviewing this, and everyone's putting down links for so you can buy them, and you even get a percentage off if you buy them, if you write, percentage. But these are also affiliate links. So the people who review these machines, they get a cut on the sales. So that's the sort of the carrot to do the review as good as possible and really promoting this product. Because if you promote this product right and you get a lot of people buying through your link, you get, a cut from it. I'm definitely going to have an affiliate link, but it's not a good start. It's this machine. I don't think it's a record cleaning machine, to be honest. Like, let's put it like this: I'm not going to do tests on any rare records. It can clean like 4 records at a time. I don't want to sound elitist because record cleaning machines costs like so much, and this is like 150 euros. So it's not a super expensive machine. On the contrary, it's almost as inexpensive as a spin clean, and you get an ultrasonic cleaning machine. But you have to bear in mind that this company is not into records at all. So this is not a machine that is produced for cleaning records, and it's very obvious, especially when you read the instruction. so yeah, a review of that is coming up on my channel. I'm really looking forward to doing that. If you have any questions about me as one of the biggest influencers ever, just write down, or just want to say like that you agree. I'm the leader in the VC, totally. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. I think you don't have to write that. Going into the next part of this stream, Italian prog. So I have a shop talk, and I buy records to stock up and I sell them. I have maybe 2,000-3,000 records, well curated, like amount of records in my shop, in my opinion, please, that you can sort of order. And 99.9% of them is orderable. Sometimes things get out of print and stuff like that. And I hate telling customers that, okay, the same thing you ordered is unfortunately out of print and I can't get it. But with that being said, I can't stock up on everything. And with Italian prog, I really thought that my shop would be a good sort of shop for hooking Swedish people, mainly the Swedish people, into boosting up their prog collection. And it turned out it isn't. I have maybe 40 Italian prog records in stock today, and I've had that for a year, and it doesn't move. Like, really doesn't move. I sell so much Guerssen, I sell so much Riding Easy. I mean, the more heavy psych, UK, American, but with the Italian prod, not so much. So I'm getting sort of the feeling that the market is pretty much fed up with the Italian prod. They have already bought it from other stores, so that's super okay. But I love Italian prod, so I wanted to have it in my store. So what I did was I have an email not subscription, what it's called. Yeah, you sign up on my email thingy. I send out like once every 2 weeks or something like that. And with news of the shop, and when Guerssen comes out with their monthly thingy, I send it out a newsletter. And once in a while, when I get good campaigns and deals from different labels or distributors, I pack them all up in a PDF with sort of a little bit discounted prices, and I just send it off to, I have about 350 newsletter subscribers today. So 350 people gets the PDF. They just answer the email, which of the records that they want, if they want anything. And I just compile that list and send that back to the label or the distributor. And it's kind of, I actually started out doing that before I had a web shop, like 1.5-2 years ago, something like that, when I started off my business. And it's pretty popular because I think that it sort of resonates with people. This sort of going back in time, in the 90s, you had your collectors lists sending out, and you had to, ring up and call the store or the person saying which records you wanted. And so I think it's a bit of a nostalgic kick to it. So I actually did that with the entire I don't know, BFI Vinyl Magic. It's the company is the Italian pro company is called BFI, I think. And with their entire catalog with Swedish prices, sent that off, and I got a great response. Now with these sort of distributors and labels, they often put like a number in mind that you have to achieve, because if you don't get that number, they don't send. In this case, they need 20 records to, make a deal or do a package and send it to Sweden. Also, we needed 20 records, but we got to that amount, and I'm sending in the list, or actually I have already sent it in, but I think that they are packing it up and sending it to Sweden like Monday, Tuesday, something like that. So I just want to highlight that, because I think it's kind of cool thing. If you are signed up to the newsletter, it doesn't cost anything, nothing like that. But a lot of times with these campaigns, I don't feel like it's really suitable to put up in my shop. And some of the stuff, the campaigns that I have only last for a month or something like that. So it's a lot of work for maybe not as much sales. I know that one of the labels right now, or distributors, has a big Black Sabbath campaign. So they are putting like really good prices on Sabbath titles, especially later when it comes to vinyl, but also box sets and CDs. So that would be a perfect opportunity to do one of those PDFs, send out to the 350 people, and to see if anyone wants anything. And I'll collect the orders without putting the work in putting up every single title in my shop. So I don't know what to say with that. Subscribe to the email, maybe, or just like it's a thing I do, which I think is kind of neat, and it sort of, I think it hits a nostalgic nerve for the old timers, the old collectors out there. So yeah, segueing into the next part of this stream. If you don't have any questions, but write them down below, and I'll go through them later on. Yeah, I'm doing, like always, Guerssen monthly Guerssen records showcase video. I don't know what to call it. It's not a review, absolutely not, because I just present them and I have them up in shop. You can buy them or buy them at the any shop that has good records in stock. So yeah, this month is the turquoise. This is a great one, The Return of Captain Speed. I read the entire booklet that comes with this yesterday. It's a fascinating story and very, very tragic also. These guys from the US could go very far, but maybe especially due to the singer's heroin habit, it just went to shit, and he actually ended up with heroin poisoning, so he died late 60s. So they never got anywhere. Great one, only released 45s, I think, and this is the first time that everything is compiled on one single sort of LP. I'll have some samples in my sort of the showcase video. I'm shooting that today, actually, so that's one of the things that I'm doing. Next one is Wildwood Plastic People. This is also one of those, they released 45s, I think. In Your Face Hard Psychedelia. This is also really, really good, and I read the book for this yesterday too. Fascinating story, much more sort of organized than the turquoise guys, but again, it didn't go anywhere, and there is, you know, history. So I'm so glad that we have this now. The last two, and I only have one because I've sent out every, and my review copies are inside the house, is Heavy Cruiser, and I think that this is more known and also a little bit more like, compared to a lot of the other Guerssen stuff, this is not super expensive and not unattainable when it comes to the original pressings. On the contrary, I think it's pretty easy to find, and all of these Neil Merriweather related records are pretty accessible, like Mama Lion that was last month's release. So looking forward to talk a little bit about that and showing the contents of that. They released 2 records with Heavy Cruiser, so those are the 4 that I'm going to talk about in a video today. Coming up, maybe this weekend. Yeah, and while we are here, I'm going to show this also. I talked about this. I did a video about this. Or not maybe this in particular, but with records that you get for great deals, and it turns out that it's not in the quality that you hoped for. So I did an entire video that sort of being my videos, I got a lot of views on that. I think it's much due to the thumbnail that I did that has a little bit of a clickability about it. And also the title of the video, which was a little bit clickbaity too. But if that's what you have to do to get views and your opinion forward, then I guess that's what I have to do. Nevertheless, I said in the video I'm sending this back to him. He sent me a full refund, and I pay shipping, but I'm sending this back to him. So the comments was just like raining in, and I answered every single one. I still do. So if you have like comments and questions in that video, just shoot it. But one, Kevin, an old friend, a collector's friend from Scotland, he just like, and I had I didn't think about this at all because I was so set on sending it back and getting my money back. I was so glad for that. But he just said like, you should get it just because the cover is in such a good condition. So, and then you get a record that is with the cover that is beat to shit, but the record is in fine condition. And then you can Frankenstein it and do a perfect sort of compiled first UK press of this. So I actually contacted the guy that I bought this from, and I think I paid I sent him like 40 euro for this, basically just for the cover, I guess. So now I'm actually keeping it, and I'll see if I can ever sort of find a decent vinyl copy of this to Frankenstein. I don't know if that is was a good thing to do, but it's a bit of a gamble, you know. And 40 euro, I think that in this shape of almost being like G or fair, I could probably get those 40 back if I really, really wanted. if I want to sell it. But I'll keep it for a few years and see if I can hunt just the final down. And with that being said, it's kind of, I've done that before, like Frankenstein rare records, and it's also a part of this hobby for me, tracking down a good cover or a good record. Just the sort of the main thing here, I guess, is that you have to really see that it's the same edition, so you don't have a German record and a UK cover. Anyway, let's see here. Jonas has written, Graveyard is a great track from the Forest LP. Love the cover as well. Yeah, definitely. Now, I haven't listened to this copy because it's beat to shit, but I've listened to it digitally many times. A great one. So that's that. Final topic for today. If anyone doesn't have any questions, I don't have any new records really to show, so I'm not going to show any more any sort of records or new records in stock or something like that. This is, I guess, only a discussion sort of stream. Björn says, I have a box with covers without records. Ah, cool. But I never found just the record for Frankenstein done together. But it's nice that you, I mean, it's a cool thing to have like a box of covers, I guess. Like I don't get exposed to that many records per se because I live outside in the countryside, and nowadays I guess that sure, I could maybe potentially find things in collections that I buy, but we don't have any record store close by and so forth. So I guess that living in Stockholm, you get exposed to more records, and maybe you take chances on stuff in record stores and keep the. So, but that's nice. Cool thing to sort of collect a cover or a record for the future. You know, if you stumble upon something, instead of just selling it very cheaply or throwing it away. Okay, so the next topic is my next exclusive. I'm super excited about this, and also a little bit sort of afraid, because I have done 3 exclusives now, and all was printed in or pressed in 50 copies, all sold out. No, 2 of them sold out in matter of just like days or hours. I still have copies of, I think I have like 12 copies left of the Brown Acid 19, but that's a sort of a completely different product in itself, because it's a compilation first and foremost, and it's number 19 in that compilation. So I knew that everyone isn't going to get that because they don't have the series. And I actually also feel like I'm one of the first ones to really introduce the Brown Acid series to the Swedish people and market. Even if a lot of people know about it, it has always been a US import kind of thing, so not the easiest thing to get your hands on. And throughout the years, they have put out 2 volumes every year. So if you are getting into the Brown Acid series at number 12, there's 11 records that you have to get, and they cost like much, especially if you're not Sublime Media and you get great deals and put everything with shipping at once and skip all the distributors and so forth. I feel like I'm cocky today. I'm never cocky otherwise. So yeah, I didn't think that I was going to sell those Brown Acid 19s right away. So I've done 3. And it's time to really scout for the next one. And like when I did my first one, it's awesome because Stefan at Mellotronen is one of the best guys ever. So that was awesome. But in back of my mind, because I'm selling so much Guerssen records, and I try to provide the limited editions as much as I can before they sell out to the Swedish people. Like they just announced the February releases. I immediately bought 3 of each as soon as I could. I put them all up for pre-order, both black versions and the limited editions, and they sold out in, I don't know, 8 hours maybe. So maybe I had them up for 4 hours, something like that, 5 hours that you potentially could have got a copy. And the 3 that I got, just to save up on some copies, they sold within a half an hour. So the rest of them was just like, some people bought them, but it was too late. It was already gone. So they're getting black versions now. So it's just insane. And I think that Anthony agrees. They go super fast now, much faster than they did just 1.5 years ago or something like that. But I'm too afraid of putting in bigger orders on the limited editions because I don't want to be stuck with records in stock. I pay everything up front, and it's just like money standing in the shelf. Believe me, a lot of money is standing in the shelves behind me. So I'm pretty sort of, yeah, I don't want to stock up too much. So they sell pretty quickly. But can I sell 50 or can I sell 100 of my own exclusive of a Guerssen record? Because 100 is the minimum you have to buy if you want to do an exclusive with Guerssen. So I think that Dylan from Noble Records, he does them every month and he sells well, but I'm definitely not Dylan. So he has one of the best shops in the US. He has an amazing sort of marketing channel with YouTube and his Instagram and so and Facebook, so forth. And I think that he prints like 400 of each, 500 maybe, or 300, something like that. And some of them are still up and have been up for months in his shop. So not even Dylan sells all the copies. So it makes me feel like I have to put my money and bet on the right, horse in this race. It has to be a record that is really, really sought after, popular. I can't just take any sort of copy. And so I contacted Anthony. We talked a little bit about it, and there's a few choices that I can go towards. And I hope I don't spoil it for Guerssen. If I do, I apologize. And I mean, you guys that watch it, don't tell anyone. But I'll see if I can switch to another. Let's see here. Share screen, and I want to go. I want to funds. Let's go. So I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this is my want list. I put the stuff that I knew that Guerssen has put out before. I put in my want list just to have like an oversight of everything, and some of the titles that I know that Anthony had talked about that they are going to repress, but they don't know when really. And the biggest contender is this one. So now I'm spoiling here because I think that this is put out in July or August, something like that. And this is the Twilights, Once Upon a Twilight. It's a folk record, a psychedelic folk record. And it's, let's see here. I've had this on my want list for so damn long. Formed in Elizabeth, I think they are Australian. And this is the only real proper sort of psych record that they released. And it comes in this pop-up kind of, almost like Jethro Tull's Stand Up, but even more complex. I don't know if you can see that, but really, really cool pop-up cover. So that's also talking for it, because I think that Guerssen is probably going to do this proper, and that means the pop-up. But I haven't got that 100% yet. Another thing that really goes for towards this is that it's never been reissued on vinyl. It's only been reissued as a CD in 2006. Other than that, it's just 2 Australian editions, at least on Discogs. We have test pressing and we have mono, and this is, I think, the stereo. So that's the only sort of copies that you can get, and pretty hard to get your hands on, pretty expensive if you want a nice looking original press. So I think that I'm going for that. But do you have any sort of experience of it? Do you know the record? Do you think that it would be a good one to do an exclusive with? Like, do you think I can sell like 100 of it over time? That's probably the thing I'm asking. Some represses that they are doing in the future. So it could be like April, it could be August, or it could be 2027. I have no idea. And when they do it, I can do an exclusive of it, but not until then. Is Tapiman. When I started my shop, I sold a lot of this. So I guess that the Swedish market is pretty fed up with it, maybe, because a lot of people have it. But and it's a Guerssen product, but it's a great record. It has a killer cover. I think it would be a nice contender for an exclusive. I asked him about Subway, which is, I would love to have an original press of this. Super, super hard to get on the Epic label. But he doesn't know if they ever will press that, so don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce this, but this is also one. Cadmon. It all comes down to what they have there, what they have licensed, what they still have licensed that they can repress. And obviously they're going to repress Wicked Lady, which is awesome. Not this version. I don't think this version. This came out in 2016. It's a deluxe thing. It's very hard to get nowadays, but the individual titles, and with my sort of connection with Steve Guerssen and the Dark Record, that would be a pretty sort of cool thing to get up there as an exclusive. I don't know. Do we have any suggestions in the chat? Let's see here. Jonas writes, it's from a collector I bought. Yeah, the covers and the records were crap, so I just kept the covers. Yeah, that's a nice one. I really want to contact Twilight. Great one. Oh, awesome. Cool. The orange labels is a second press. Okay, the 1968 press is a mono only and on blue-black Columbia label. That's nice. Like the blue-black Columbia label is beautiful. You think it's a good would be a good pick, Jonas? Or is it would it be a bad one? I don't know. I guess this is going to be up there for people to see after the stream is done. So shoot comments down below if you have any sort of suggestions or anything. But it's a lot of money. It's a lot of copies, and I have to sell, I think, like 2/3 at least 2/3 of all the copies to just break even. So it's an investment, definitely. But a part of me really wants to do an exclusive with Guerssen. That would be so damn cool. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. If you don't have any questions or something like that, I'll dig through my stuff for sale for next Friday, and we can talk a little bit more about records and showing some records, talking a little bit about music next week. Kim writes, Bubble Puppy. Yeah, that would be nice. I don't know if I told you, Kim, but I actually got a second press of Bubble Puppy just last week. It's for my own collection. But I've been looking for a first press so long, and I found a guy who was selling a bunch of records on Facebook Marketplace, I think. And he had that second press, but in fantastic condition. Like, I think it was put out like in 78, 76, 78, 74 maybe. And played it just a few days ago. It sounds so good. Man, what a record. It's psych or a pop psych masterpiece. So still looking for a first press. The hunt continues. And also Damien would be nice to have. But yeah, one day. yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, if you don't have any more questions, I'll leave to it. And I'll continue reviewing, testing, trying out the Vivor ultrasonic record cleaner. Okay. Okay. Have a great day, everyone. It's Friday. Have a beer or two, and I'll talk to you next Friday, or I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.